Folks, welcome back to another exciting UB game day. Sabres currently at intermission, beating Robbie's Islanders 1-0, but a huge game day for these UB women's hoops, Robbie. Just like last night was important for the men. I mean, we've been focusing on Cleveland week for a couple of days now, but this is a big matchup against first place Bowling Green.
Oh, yeah. After last night's big win for the men to lock up the 2 seed, I'm ready for the women's to go out and win against the top team in the league for the second time this year. It's the standings are wild right now. There could be so many different seeds, so today's got to be a must-win.
Okay, well, with that said, and a must-win, obviously we have starters in the books again, and it's the usual suspects, no trademark infringement intended, but most importantly, after playing, first whistle or tip-off to, buzzer last game, Summer Hemphill back in the lineup again.
Oh, my God. She was huge. She came back with, I believe she got a double-double.
Yep.
Yep, got a double-double in her second game back after maybe playing 2 games early in the season and hadn't played in over a year and a half to come back and get a double-double in her first start. Like I said last week, she's going to be a huge X factor for next week Max tournament. If she's on, it's going to be very hard to beat us if DeAsia is healthy and we have the secondary players and also Cheyenne McEvans and some of the bigs. So if she's on like she was on Wednesday, we should be able to win today, and we should be able to go into Cleveland on a 2 or 3 game winning streak and looking to hopefully get that 2 seed. That's possible today.
Yeah, let's face it. Despite the fact that they don't have the best February record, I think this team is feeling good about where they're at right now, especially with Summer back in the lineup. In Cleveland, you need that experience that Hannah has and obviously that Summer has, because there can be some close matchups, some close shaves in Cleveland. So you want to make sure. Speaking of close shaves, got to shout out the sponsor, Manscaped. You're looking to make sure you're taken care of in the most important of spots, just like Cleveland's very important to us. Make sure you get to manscaped.com. Use promo code TRAINWRECK for 20% off and free shipping. Rob, so what are 3 things, I guess? A win isn't necessary today, but obviously, like we've discussed, the standing shuffle could be crazy no matter what happens.
Yeah, I mean, today they could lose. I mean, they're the farthest they could drop is 6. I think they're currently in the 5 or the 4. I think they're in the 4 right now. But so they could possibly drop 6. I mean, a loss is not bad. In 6, we'd play a 3, which would be a Central Michigan or an Ohio, which I don't think we really want to see. So I really want to see a win today. Hopefully Hannah can get into her 3-pointing ways, because if in 2019 there was Sierra Dillard, but the secondary players are still on this team, which was Summer Hemphill and Hannah Hall. And if they're on, if DeAsia can fill the Sierra Dillard hole, I mean, come on now.
Yeah, and even when you had your Sierra Dillards going off for MAC, tournament player of the player of the tournament or tournament MVP, you had Summer Hemphill, you had Hannah Hall, and who else did you have, Rob? You had Teresa Onwuka, you had Brittany Morrison, you had Courtney Wilkins drilling threes. That's what I'm looking for out of the Jessica Schiffers, the Alea Gabbas, the Addie Adiayas. They need to be that supporting guest. And I mean, if they want to take a main role, step right in, because it's Cleveland week. And especially even today, if you want to get started, it's time to shine. It's March.
Yeah, I mean, they got to show it. If they want Coach Jack usually does lower the bench for the MAC tournament, I believe. So you got to play for those spots. There's a lot of point guards that are out there. Jessica Schiffer's trying to get some time. Casey Valente-Paya is trying to get the time. Those got to show. And then in the bigs, Hannah's back. Summer's back and Lauren's back. So now the other ones like Zion Elias and Aaliyah Gabbard, they're trying to fight for some time. Show it out today. Show it out on Wednesday and try to get some time. We need secondary players if we're going to win in this conference. It's a hard conference to win.
Yeah, and I mean, let's face it, just calling a spade a spade. I mean, Summer getting her first action basically a week ago. I mean, let's face it, if they're planning on going through 3 games in 3 days, it's going to be hard for her to go 35-plus minutes every game. So we're going to need those depth players. We're going to need them playing a role, and we're going to need our horns up. We are just minutes away from game time, from tip-off in Bowling Green. And again, we're looking at everything. The men's obviously took care of business, so we're looking at that. Since we have Bullet Points fans in the house, how do you feel about that first-round matchup for men's against Miami of Ohio?
Oh, my God, I love it. Redemption from last year. It's almost basically, well, there'll be Bulls fans in attendance. The last time there was fans, it was that loss against Miami. It's a redemption. The team knows it. They want, if there's going to be fans in that building, even so there's 2,000, whatever it is, there will be Bulls fans there, and they got to show it. That's the last thing that Bulls fans remember of watching, so the team has to go out and show it.
Most definitely. Yeah, you got to think they're looking forward to it. I mean, let's face it. You can go on and do a whole episode on this, but just this season, UB, it was quite a roller coaster. They were definitely uncertain early on, but the men's have definitely hit their stride. We're hoping it's the same for the women's. The men's have definitely hit their stride. So kudos to Coach Weitzel and his staff for, again, it's one thing to have the pieces because we knew they did in Graves, Williams, Segu. You're seeing it now with Fagan and Bala. But yeah, it's great to see them put it all together.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're the hottest team going into Cleveland next week. So, I mean, if the Miami first round, second round, it's either Bowling Green or Akron. Bowling Green, that's another redemption game, and then the championship Toledo, that's another redemption game. So they're not the top dogs like they've been. They're the underdogs, and they got to go show it.
Folks, don't be silly. It's Cleveland week after this. After this 40 minutes of UB basketball, we are on to Cleveland week for both teams. Make sure for all the best coverage you're following at Bullet Point 716 and at TrainRockSports.com, as well as Robbie Ryan 108. Speaking of which, nice to see Rob doing it all today. Hopefully we have this UB Bulls lineup doing it all today. Let's go get it. First place Bowling Green, we're coming for you. Horns up. Let's go.